We're going back to the secret room. Welcome back to Writer's Theory. I'm James Winterthorne, and today is day 68 of my attempt to write a novel in less than 90 days. Things are going well. I'm making good progress on my story. Yesterday, I introduced a new point of view character. He was already a character in the story, but we had never seen the story from his point of view. So that being the young man that works for Shaw, Patrick Sullivan. We saw an interaction yesterday between him and his mother. And today we are picking up where we left off with that scene. And today's effort is so yesterday was an introduction of Patty and his point of view. And today is that convenience is the device that I'm using to tie the plot line together. So we saw, well, you know what? I'm not going to give it away, right? So let's watch the first part of day 68, and I will discuss it as we go along. It's funny to me, like how I'm writing in Microsoft Word here, and how it's grammar check. I don't know if it's using an AI at this point or what it's doing, or if there's a setting that's just funky. But some of the suggestions it makes are just wrong. I don't know if you guys experience this if you're using Word, but it's like frustrating some of the things that it suggests that I do. I'm like, is my writing that bad, or is there something wrong with the software? I don't get it. Anyway, so I ended yesterday with Patrick being at home. Somebody knocks on his door. He opens the door. No one's there. And so he's gone outside now and found the Kiowa that had taken Calm Watcher. And so if I go back and adjust anything, it would be that Patrick has an interaction with these Native Americans so that this setup is appropriate. But I have basically him being a co-conspirator now, Patrick being a co-conspirator in assisting the hero group, even if he's only doing it out of being a decent person. He has no and he's not trying to be an outlaw or a rebel or anything. Just somebody needs help and he's going to try to help them. And I like that about his character. I wanted him to have like a certain innocence in the story without it being just very obvious. And so this is the portion that I was mentioning a few videos ago where I needed to get Calm Watcher from one place to another so he can serve a purpose later in the story. And the Kiowa and Patrick have become that bridge for me. And I just need to develop that a little bit more, maybe a little earlier on, so it's believable here. But this is going to be the way that I tie the plot together, that I come to the ending that I want to accomplish later in the story. And so here he's agreed to help them, and he's taking them to the church. So if we recall back when we left Calm Watcher with the Kiowa, they said that he would be with the holy man. So I don't know if I need to adjust that later or not, but that's what I had written earlier, and that's what's happening now. So let's get to the rest of day 68, and let's just see how I did this. And so since he's Shaw's assistant, I think it's practical that he would have a set of keys for Shaw. And I just kind of like the idea that Shaw was such a person that he would have a secret room in the church, to make it so he can look like he's pious, but he really just goes there and has a drink by himself. At least that's what we assume. We're obviously not seeing that here. He's just bringing Calm Watcher here because he knows like this is a relatively quiet place where he could have somebody recover, and we assume that the church is okay with it, but I don't really get into that. And so here, like there's he has keys. There's a chest there. He needs some water. He needs something, and so he's really trying to scour the room to find something that will help this man. And so I have Calm Watcher wake up here. He obviously speaks English really well, and now the two of them are having their first interaction. And so this is part of a convenience for me as well. Not something that I had put into previous chapters in the story, but something that I want to be in the ending. And so here we're seeing the first evidence of something that I do quite frequently in longer action sequences, especially toward the ending of stories. So you're going to see me jump point of views. And this is a way that I like to keep excitement up, is to like have a series of scenes, each one ending at a critical moment, and then we shift point of view. And we have another critical scene, and then I shift point of view. This is just something that I developed as I wrote, as I've just developed in my writing career. I don't know if I picked it up anywhere or why I like this technique so much, but I definitely do it here. If you've read Chords of Fate, you know I definitely do it there. But I just like this tactic. I think you have a quick scene, a lot of action, ends on a critical moment or a cliffhanger. Another brief scene, lots of action, that ends on another moment, and then we kind of do this dance between these point of views. And I think that adds to the elevation of plot and just intrigue in general. So I started doing that at the end of day 68 here. So let's do today's line of the day and see what we have there. Cool air teased the way around the wall. Tucked in the night were three men that hid along the wooden wall. So I pulled this line out because it is a good descriptive line that has some interesting tension in it, and is a little mysterious. And so for that reason, it's today's line of the day. Tomorrow, so you can see we ended today with only like a paragraph in a new point of view, so a new scene. And tomorrow I'm going to pick up with that scene, and we're going to start this ride to the final confrontation with Silas Shaw. So very excited about that. Writing endings is such a cool feeling and achievement in part of the drafting and writing process. Very excited about it. Very excited to share that with you. If you want to see this ending, please like and subscribe. And over the next few days, I'll share it with you. But that way you can come back and watch some tomorrow. So we saw, well, you know what? I'm not going to give it away, right?